Hey everyone, welcome to Collector Chatter. In today's episode, we have a bunch of different things we're going to talk about. We have some Funko news. We have even non-collector related stuff. It's going to be crazy. We have a ton of stuff to talk about. We're very excited. Can't wait to get into it.
Collecting is the way.
Now sit back for the thrill as we bring you some joy.
Now let's chat.
Hey everyone, welcome to Collector Chatter. This is episode 129. I am Miggs with Charlie and Trey. We're back to get you another great episode with tons of stuff to talk about. This is going to be an interesting one because we're going to kind of bounce around a lot of different topics. Yeah, it's not very specific, nothing huge in one specific topic or not. We have a lot of Funko stuff. We're going to talk about Superplastic, companies going out of business. We're even going to talk about Minecraft. It's like the thing right now, right? Like, what's going on with that? But yeah, we'll get into a bunch of different things, but we're going to start it off. I believe, Charlie, you can lead the way with this one with VeeFriends, because today, April 8th, is a big day in the VeeFriends community. So
today,
let everybody know.
Go to Topps.com and you can pre-order Topps Chrome VeeFriends, which has been all that everyone's been talking about in that community. It's going to be freaking fire. And the way that they're doing this is actually, it's going to be a lottery system. So you just go on Topps.com if you're interested. It starts off at 9 a.m. Eastern and goes until 5 p.m. And you just enter for the chance to be able to buy. You can buy up to 2 hobby boxes. And when that's done, you'll basically find out if you got them or not. And that's going to be like the only way you can get them during the pre-order window. And then the actual release date's May 7th. I mean, once that hits, you'll be able to go to your local hobby store. Rumors are GameStop's going to get them. And then obviously VeeFriends is going to sell them on all of their streams on whatnot and everything. But I'm super excited for this. I can't believe it's finally here because I've been talking about it a lot. All the way back to when they announced it at New York Comic Con, and me and Miggs got that Notorious Ninja card. Who would have ever known a free card they gave us out going for $250 unopened on eBay, which is just wild to me, just to show the VeeFriends community. And like, I know I'm like the hardcore VeeFriends guy here, but like, what do you guys think? Are you gonna try to collect some of the Topps Chrome?
I think so. I know I actually just got that one card that, you kind of, messaged me on Instagram like, hey man, you should go check them out. And then they ended up sending me a card. I've been watching their streams. I will be completely honest. They are cool cards. I do like them a lot. It's just, if you don't get it for retail with that community, like if you're not like a big,
it's overwhelming.
It is. And especially like there's a lot of big players in that whole community. So I'm hoping to get a box, for retail, because I'm pretty sure these things are going to be insane as far as, resale for these things. So if you don't get it for retail, I mean, if you have the money, go for it. I mean, that's all, good.
All fun and dandy.
Yeah. But for me, like a normal person, like, hey, I'd rather get it for retail. It'd be super cool to open them up. But I'm excited for them. I think it's going to be exciting. GameStop, if they do have them there, well, if GameStops are still open, but I'll probably go and check them out. Maybe find some. Hopefully I can find some. Well, at least here.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I mean, I was like introduced to it obviously through Charlie, and we at New York Comic Con specifically because they had a pretty cool booth, and like you said, they were giving out those free cards, which was it was fun because it was like, oh, it's got a free one, but like obviously you had a chance of getting like the 1 of 1, 5 of 5 of 10, like all these different superfractors and stuff. And obviously we just got the common one, which that was still number 2 though. It was like 2,100 or something of it. But yeah, if we would have known, we wouldn't have opened them up. They were like the packs were like crazy. But even the one we obviously both got common ones. It was still such a cool card because it was the first one.
First one ever.
Funny because it's like technically he jokes about it's like 2024 Chrome because it came out last year, and now it's like 2025 is technically the actual set. But yeah, I'm not like super into VeeFriends specifically on knowing every single character and like as far as Charlie is, but I've been trying to get into it. Just to kind of get an idea of the characters. I ordered some stickers off whatnot. I've kind of just trying to slowly get in there, but I'm with Trey on the sense of like that community is intense, and not in like in a bad way. They're just very intense, and they obviously are very passionate. They love, there's that sweet card. They love everything that has to do with VeeFriends, and it's so true that like the prices of these things on eBay are always like skyrocket, like insane. So I want to get a box for sure. Like I want to rip one. I want to see some of these inserts look super
so cool.
They're throwing off of like old tops, like type stuff, and it'll be fun to just like rip through these because like Trey was saying, if you don't get one that day on retail, like it's gonna cost a ridiculous number if you're getting it off of like someone else. And like at that point you may like us, I would assume even Charlie, like you're probably not gonna pay that price to get like the boxes that the price points are gonna probably be at. Then there's obviously gonna be like a smaller blaster box, which will be more retail driven and like maybe at the GameStop and stuff like that. So that'll be probably more of an easier find, but the good stuff is supposed to be in the hobby box. We all know kind of how Chrome and Topps does with their hobby boxes. Those are the ones that are loaded. So that'll definitely be cool to see. And it's today, obviously, is the EQL. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes, like how the EQL is. Obviously, for the most part, that's a pretty good system, you would think.
It's pretty fair.
You know, it's not like like with bots and stuff. I think they're pretty good with like kind of clearing that out. But I guess we'll have to see what happens if we're able to get one. I know we all definitely want to, so that's good to know. Hopefully we come away with some boxes. You guys will know for sure if we got some.
Yes,
you'll definitely tell you guys.
You will see
because I'll be crying if I don't. I will not be happy.
I know.
Charlie will not be happy the next episode. For sure.
No shot. But it's going to be a little while for us to get them, I'm assuming, because like you said, they're not really launching officially until May. So with a pre-order, maybe you get it before, a little bit before, but it's about a month or so. So it's exciting to see. We actually shout out to Tech.
Yes.
I know he's a fan of ours. And he was asking, because me and Charlie obviously both live in Jersey, he was asking us specifically about how one of the local shops that he knows of is going to be getting them on launch day. So that's pretty exciting because if we can, we're going to try to get there because that'll be pretty sick to actually be at an like actual official event from a really cool card shop that's local. And Gary, that's what they're trying to like plan it that he's going to be there.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like, I don't know if anything's like setting stone, but that's what they want, and they're like really kind of
that'd be pretty cool.
Try to pull it off. So that would be pretty sick. And obviously at that, but he's gonna have boxes too, so that'll be a chance to get them like in hand,
get them signed and everything.
And he is, he'll sign them for you.
Loves signing stuff.
He loves it, and he's, dude. Even he's already said midnight of launch. He's doing a whatnot show open to the first box ever.
Of course,
he's just he's as
big of a fan of all this as anyone else.
Which is like it's why I love him. I mean, he's he's unapologetically himself. Some people don't like that, but like he's super authentic, and I think that's why this set is going to be sick because not just him, but the team he's built. Like they love cards, and like they know what they're talking about. It can be intense at times, but like even Migs was saying before, like these different like inserts are insane. Like they have throwbacks to old school baseball cards from like the 70s. There's going to be because obviously Gary's a serial entrepreneur. There's an entrepreneur elf as one of the characters. And this is random, but it's cool at the same time. There's going to be like autographs from some of his favorite entrepreneurs. There's going to be like one-on-ones of those. I mean, they just showed the new Erupt ones, which are going to be the hardest ones to get. Superfractors and the inserts. I mean, they're just, I don't know. I love these things. They're super cool. So I do think Topps Chrome is going to bring VeeFriends to a whole new level. I mean, that's what they're hoping, but this is the fact that Topps is, got the license too, I think says a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, that we said that too when he was like, because when we met him and he was like super cool with us, and we kind of said like, "Oh, Topps Chrome, that's cool that you got that," and he was so hyped. You could just tell like, he's a huge sports fanatic, so he obviously knows of sports cards, and he knew like Topps is the top essentially. Like they're the ones you want to be and where you want to reach if you're getting a deal with someone who's going to make your cards. But I totally agree in the sense of like, I love the variations. We've seen so many different ones. Obviously, it's going to be really hard to get at a lot of these things, but it just makes it exciting. But this, like Charlie said, is going to open it up to maybe just card collectors who have no idea anything about VeeFriends. They look cool. They're like little characters, cartoons. Obviously, he likes to call it his new Pokemon, like he's starting his own essentially. And it might get some of those people in there. Obviously, their community is diehard. They're going to be there regardless. But it would be cool to kind of see more common folk getting into this and then maybe getting more excited for stuff. But just quickly, I wanted to say, like, they did announce they're also going to be doing a Sapphire set.
Yes.
So they're already kind of clearly this is going to be an ongoing thing, which is exciting because we're going to get more sets, I bet, going forward. But the Sapphire set, that's the one that I'm going to be honest, I don't know if I could touch that box. Those usually are retail priced.
Dude,
pretty
so
wild.
You can only get those if you are a GIF Goat NFT holder Series 1, which
So
that
there you
is
go.
the
Even
yes,
more.
that is the pinnacle of. So Gary will tell you, for people who don't know, VeeFriends started off as an NFT project that Gary is obviously just building into IP with, you know, he has got cartoons, comic books, you know, minifigures. We had the first ever Funko Pop this year at New York Comic Con. Like, he just wants us, as Mick said, like, turn it to his, he says it's his Pokemon meets like Sesame Street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are going to be insane because that's the only way you can get them for quote unquote. You just get the box for having the NFT, but people are going to flip those for insane prices, like thousands of dollars. So us three will never see those.
Gotcha.
Which does stick because those cards look absolutely
Sapphire
awesome.
sets in general look super cool. But yeah, even if it was for sale, like that's always a box
Agreed.
that's like $400 or $500. You know, it's like top tier. Like we're usually not really dabbling with that.
Yeah.
But I did look at something here. I don't know. So the Series 1 holders, so people who have a Series 1 card, they actually can get this Topps Chrome set
the day before.
So yesterday,
guaranteed.
Monday, yeah, you're getting one box for every Series 1 NFT that you have. And I'm assuming there's not many of those Series 1 NFTs, right? So pretty small. Like,
yeah, there's a decent amount, but like you're a heavy hitter if you have those. Like the cheapest, those go for like $2,000 to $5,000.
yeah.
Yeah, that is insane.
Insane. Yeah, I mean they weren't that much when they first minted.
That's not even like these cards that we're talking about.
Dude, I barely
want to. One thing I'll say though,
I barely want to pay like the $10 for the Funko NFTs. Like, I barely want to pay that. Jesus. Oh
yes,
my
these
goodness.
are though. It's just funny you bring that up when we joke. Like these are real NFTs, unlike the Funko ones. But just going off of that, what's super cool about the VeeFriends world though is like Gary definitely like wants it to be special for people who do have the NFTs. You're like we said, we're just getting them for having the NFT. You don't need to then purchase them. It's included with your purchase. And like he'll do that all the time for randoms. Like if you have this character and let's just say a hat's coming out, that's that character, you're gonna get that hat. I mean, I know they cost a lot of money, but it's at least cool that you're kind of getting, you know, benefit. Like, I mean, he even has VCon, which is essentially like his own version of Comic-Con. And like the way you got the tickets was if you had NFTs.
Yeah.
It's super cool. I mean, I'm all about that. But I have Series 2 NFTs, not Series 1 NFTs. Those are crazy. I wish.
Yeah.
Then I get my
one day, Charlie.
Yeah. Someone can give me one. People do that in this community too. That's what's also insane. Like I saw the other day, someone was just like, "Oh, I really want a Series 1 NFT. I can't afford one." Someone gave him one.
Oh man!
Wow.
Yeah, even other people I noticed in the community are really willing to give.
Yes,
like they'll buy stuff on whatnot auctions for other people and they'll gift them.
It's a very
that happens a lot. So.
Yeah, people really do believe in like some of the qualities of these characters, and they're practicing what they preach, which I appreciate.
One big thing too, and this is like kind of funny, but like he obviously is a massive entrepreneur, right? Like that's his big thing, starting people, helping people out. Like that's always kind of been his thing. He'll be the first to say, and he said it on whatnot. Auctions,
I know exactly what you're going to say.
If you don't have the money, don't buy this stuff. Like he is very, very, very like he's an advocate of that. Like this is a hobby. This is a secondary thing. This is like if you can do it and have fun, it's great. It's going to be worth a lot of money. But like, don't put yourself in a hole. Don't go like
how many
crazy.
People would say that?
Exactly. That's what I say. Like to him, it's not like he's just trying to make money. Like he genuinely, and he's in that boat. I'm sure. Like he genuinely is a collector. He genuinely loves the community. Genuinely loves what he's making. He created these characters, all that kind of stuff. So it's cool to see that, like from a person who's at the top, and he's down there getting his hands dirty most of the time at events or at these auctions, and he's like there with everybody else.
It's like
which
a
is
Mike.
really cool. So
He's like Mike Becker.
oh yeah, like super,
dude,
super.
honestly, and I hate to say that, nothing against Mike, but he brings to a whole new level, because like I know we've said this on the podcast before, but at New York Comic Con, he's at the booth and he's chilling with you. He's
Pictures,
legitimately
signing,
handing
no
out
issues.
stickers with some of the lowest people on the totem pole probably in his company. I mean, we saw some CEOs there for a certain company who had to be escorted around like
they were the president.
Yeah, like I mean, and let me tell you, Gary is worth way more money and way more important than her. So it's just kind of, it's wild. I'm just excited for, and once again, there's no way he won't do that at this New York Comic Con, and he's hitting up card shows this year like crazy.
Yeah.
Like to get this Topps, Chrome in everyone's face. But once again, he's there and he practices what he preaches. Like he's Mike on crack. Which is crazy to say because Mike is
out there.
Yes,
exactly. Mike is out there.
Obviously no shade to Mike because we love Mike, but it's just like, dude, both of them need to. I want a VeeFriends Rocky Moto. Let's go.
Yeah, dude, that would be pretty cool,
bro. Imagine we collab.
That would have been really cool.
That would have been awesome. But yeah, so obviously that was today. Depending on when you're listening to this, it might still be going on. It might have already happened. But hopefully you do, if you want this, you at least try and you're able to get it. And then otherwise, the national launch will be May 7th. Is that what it was?
Yeah, May 7th.
May 7th. So obviously look out for that.
Yeah.
If you weren't able to get it.
And look forward to next week's episode and see how we do and see Charlie's reaction. You'll know if Charlie got him or not.
Trust me, we'll know. Me and you would definitely know.
We're gonna know.
Get it.
We are gonna get those.
I might hear him. He's an hour and a half drive.
You'll hear me.
I might hear him
outside my house.
Oh my goodness.
So we'll see that it's gonna be exciting to see. But yeah, good luck to everybody if you are still trying to do it.
Yeah, good luck.
And hopefully you can get them. But we'll shift a little bit over to some Funko stuff. I know we have a few topics we wanted to talk about, Funko related specifically. One of them is, this is like kind of like a one-off thing, but we've talked about this all the time and we want to mention it because we're huge sports fans. But Funko did something pretty cool with a pop where, as of we're recording this now, Alexander Ovechkin just broke the all-time goal scoring record in NHL history. He just passed Wayne Gretzky, and as soon as he did it, Funko announced that they're coming out with like a special pop for him. So really cool. We kind of get an idea. We see a glam shot of the pop. We don't really see the box yet, so it'll be interesting to see. Like, hopefully they don't drop the ball on that, because they should make the box really cool and special. But this is something we've been preaching. We just wanted to mention it now because like we said, we talk about this all the time. Like MVPs, record breakers, like things like that should be something that Funko does and shows off, because people would love to collect that. If they're a fan of that or a fan of the sport or whatever, they're going to probably grab this. Not to go back to Topps, but like Topps does this all the time. Topps has a line called Topps Now. And it literally is this specific type of thing. Like something happens, a record breaker, whatever it is, and then they literally right away will launch a card with a picture of what just happened. And if they could do it, like Funko has to be able to figure that out, right? So we've been saying that for a long time, and now we're getting this one, which is really cool to see. This probably doesn't happen all the time. Obviously, we don't have so many times that these records and stuff get broken, but we've been preaching this for the championships and the MVPs and stuff like that, and that should be something that they do. But I know you guys you can say your little input, but I think you agree.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I love it. I mean, I found out about the Funko Pop, I think, before I knew he broke the record. That's how quick they did it, which is insane.
Actually,
I was just like, whoa, this is crazy. I mean, it's also funny, the power of this. Give a shout out to one of our OG supporters who's not in the game anymore, but new and old Funko Pops. Dude, he even posted about it, and they have not talked about this in forever. So that just kind of shows like the power.
Big sports fan. So
big sports fans. But it just like, it shows how someone, and once again, shout out to our boy Jeremy, but like, who has kind of gone out of the game, but this got them excited. So it should show that like Funko does need to do stuff like this. And I'm not asking them to like now oversaturate it for every little thing.
No, exactly.
But like for these special things, and
Yeah.
once again, I'm still on that MVP. Like Mig said, when we have that type of stuff, we should get that. Make a special box. And this mold was definitely unique. It's not one that exists already in the pop that he has. Like,
Yeah.
chef's kiss.
Oh, yeah, I completely agree. I don't watch hockey, so like, I don't really know what's going on with it, but it's cool that they're doing that, right? I mean, I'll be completely
Except
honest.
most goals of all time.
All right, cool. Well, then, that's
about it.
Again, at the end of the day, it's super cool that they did something like that. I honestly think they should, like you said, Charlie and Megs, that they should do something like the MVP. I'm surprised like they didn't do anything for like Aaron Judge when he broke the record for the home runs. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
that would have been
agree.
a perfect opportunity. Same thing with any sport, really. Like anything, unless it has to do with LeBron, we don't really care for that.
They make a lot of LeBron.
Yeah, but we don't want that. We could just leave that there. But anything else that's broken, like I think that would be pretty cool. Like again, mostly like you're not gonna see. You probably won't see it in like UFC or anything like that.
Yeah,
But definitely like mainstream sports like football, baseball. But I think it's cool the idea and the concept of them doing something like. Hopefully they move forward and do something in the future, continue doing this. I think too, since they are doing the Dodgers and the Yankees. Is it the Yankees or the Cubs that are playing in Tokyo this year?
It was the
no, it happened already, but
it
yeah.
happened.
I think they
It
should.
was the Cubs and
the
Dodgers.
Yeah, I think they should have done like a special Funko Pop for that. You know how they did.
100%.
Agreed.
Topps did cards for that.
Yeah, and I think
like a legit set.
That's what I'm saying. I think they should have done something. A missed opportunity, maybe next year. But I think they should do stuff like that because especially something so big with Shohei Ohtani.
Trey, I'm happy you brought that up. What a missed opportunity! It's also kind of it's such a missed opportunity.
It is.
Ohtani, bro, the massive, biggest player in the fucking world.
Dude, we still have people commenting on that short I made like a freaking year ago about Ohtani's 2-pack. Legit. Someone the other day was just like, I just got one of these for myself. I'm hoping to play the long game and it makes me a lot of money. Dude. And I'm just like dying laughing, but like, yeah, just the Shohei of it all.
Just a missed opportunity.
Dude, put some, cherry blossoms on it.
Yeah.
Make the box look nice.
What was that brand that the Murakami, right? They did a collab with MLB on the jersey.
Yeah.
Missed opportunities. Just Funko.
I know. With the sports, they just
it's
drop
all
the
over
ball.
the place.
Yeah.
Wild. Because they'll do something, they're like, oh, this is sick. But they're never consistent.
Never.
And it's like,
especially with sports.
Random other person taking over the sports department every week. Like, what the hell's going on?
Because you're right. Like, how did they not make an Aaron Judge one? Like,
yes, literally, not like those big ones like that. Like, whether it's a single season or definitely career, obviously, was just a career one. Like, that should just be automatically done. You make sports pops. Like, you clearly have those licenses already. Like, do something special. People will love that.
Yeah.
And even non-fans of that team will like that because it's still a cool thing. Like if we had every MVP, let's say they just started doing it a couple of years ago, even if like you're not a fan of that team, most likely one of us, we're probably one of those people, we would collect them just because it's like, look, I got all the MVP pops. And that's cool.
100%.
Even if they're not your team.
Yeah, and it would be cool too. And I just thought of this right now as we're talking about, like, let's just say, what was the record for the most goals or whatever?
859, I think it was, 850 something.
Don't quote us on it.
Why not make that limited number? Why not make those limited numbers? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because it will cost a lot of.
It
will cost like $300.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, there goes.
No, I agree with.
There goes that limited as well, because the pre-orders are gonna. It's a pre-order, right? And it's only
it's a it doesn't come until like December.
So that's what I'm saying. Like it's
$8.95 by the way. Actually,
$8.95. Make that many, or the year he broke it. I don't know. Again, you want to go back to the limited pieces.
It should be $8.95. That is actually
that would be perfect. Like,
that'd be so cool.
Yeah,
of a way to do it. And I guess it depends on like what the sport is. Maybe the number would be too high or too low, whatever.
Yards,
it's still cool,
points ever made. I mean, maybe not basketball. That might be a lot. But,
you don't want to like
14,000 points or whatever.
That would be considered a grail, and it will go for $50.
Oh,
there you go. There you go, dude.
What goes new pricing?
Yeah.
$50. You could have got a $50 pop out there every single time we got something like that.
And then an extra $10 for the pop protect, the hard stack. So
Yeah.
can't forget that.
And they may
special.
They may include that now in that.
Yeah, and it has a little seal on it.
Yeah.
Special. The pop might be crushed when it gets put in.
Yeah.
Whatever. At least it'll be good when it gets to you.
Yeah. But no, yeah, like I said, that's just maybe an idea. Again, missed opportunity. Maybe if they're listening, they'll listen now.
I know. We talk about it all the time, sports pops.
Yeah.
I think they might listen because they do some of the stuff we talk about.
Yeah, they do.
Who knows?
Because no one else is talking about sports pops, I feel
Really-
like, in the community besides
Yeah.
us. I'm being
No,
real.
And
I know.
I agree. 'cause,
Especially now.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Hopefully, if somebody from Funko is listening, maybe they'll leave a comment and say we're listening, but doubtful.
Doubt it. Doubt it.
Call my
Charlie,
bluff. Who's calling the bluffs?
There's some other pops coming out.
We're
that
gonna
I know
go
you're
from
pretty hyped about.
sports to like most people in this community, like nerd stuff. So we're gonna go with Star Wars Celebration pops that have leaked, which is funny. We were talking about this in the episode when Tony Ann was on. I mean, I'm the one who said I was surprised we haven't heard anything about Star Wars Celebration pops, and I think some sites will be like they're not going this year, which Funko always has. So I did find it interesting, but at the same time, I was like, oh, maybe they just like, don't want to go to it. But we actually got leaked pops, and I will say, bravo to Funko, because these are some of the coolest Star Wars pops I've seen in a long time. So for people who aren't familiar, this year's Star Wars Celebration, which if you don't know is basically like Comic-Con just for Star Wars, is in Japan. And we're getting like samurai inspired Funko Pops. They're, just to celebrate where the convention is. These have nothing to do with, they weren't in like Visions, they're from no movies, but we're getting a Mando, a Grogu one. We're getting a Kylo Ren, a Vader, and a Rey Skywalker. And like every single one of these is super cool. I haven't bought a Star Wars Funko Pop in a really long time, and that used to be that is my main collection. I would like to add all 4 of these because I think they're going to be super cool. I feel like the box art's probably going to look amazing.
Yeah, I mean, cherry blossom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
cool.
The cherry blossom. Like, honestly, these are kind of like I wouldn't buy 2 of them, but it'd be kind of cool to have I want to take these out of the box because they're so detailed.
Yeah.
I'm very, very happy with these.
Yeah, I agree. As soon as I saw them, I took a screenshot, sent it to the group chat because I was like, I actually do like these. I don't buy much of Star Wars. I buy mostly like the Mandalorian stuff because that's pretty much what I collect and I liked. But after I remember seeing the Darth Vader one, and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. But then when I saw all the rest, I was like, damn, that Mandalorian is definitely a must. I really don't get a lot of the celebration stuff because most of the time, I mean, I'll be honest, unless it's like the super limited, like 3,000 piece or the very limited ones, like those are cool. But usually the ones that you can find in GameStop or whatever, like they're not as great. But that Mandalorian one, I'm definitely going to add with my Mandalorian collection.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super cool. Like, I mean, it's super unique. Like, I was actually confused. I had to hit you guys, but I was asking Charlie, like, is this like an actual thing? And I completely didn't put 2 and 2 together with the Japan and celebration, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because the first one that leaked, like Trey said, was the Darth Vader one. We saw that, and it was like super like samurai, and he's got those like horn things in the front, and I was like, whoa, like what are they doing to I guess Funko's really listening because Darth Vader pops all look the same, and they finally changed the Darth Vader pop. Like I was like, holy crap, what is the difference with this? And then we get the back screen, like the back picture of like what the 4 in the set basically will be, and that's like what Charlie said. You get those, and they all have kind of like their own little cool, unique. I think the Rey one's probably the weakest one of all of them, but
the Mando's the best.
But yeah, the Mando's so sick. Kylo Ren one's pretty cool, and then obviously, like I said, the Vader one's just like completely different from what we're used to seeing.
Yeah,
Vader. Even his whole outfit, it's a new mold, straight samurai mold. Yeah, like it's definitely different. But yeah, it's cool to have something like this. This is what they should do when it's like whether it's where the convention is or what the theme might be or whatever. Like, kind of run with this. I feel like in the past they just kind of made pops and just been like, oh well, this is just an exclusive because we're going to sell it here. This makes more sense to like be something special.
Yeah, so I like them, and also too now that I remember or seeing them, I remember SH Figure Arts had statues like these that were like back in the day.
Yes.
They were a few years ago. I think they even did like Marvel as well. I'm not too sure about the Marvel, but I know for sure they had the Star Wars, which were pretty cool.
I think they have new ones coming out even for Star Wars Celebration.
Okay, cool.
I saw.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Either way, I thought they looked cool then. At first, when I first saw them, I was like, that's kind of different and odd. But then after looking at them, I'm like, damn, those are actually pretty. I think there was a Stormtrooper one that looked kind of like how in the Mandalorian it looked like aged or maybe.
Yep.
I think there was one.
Yeah, like worn.
Yeah, worn. I think that one looked pretty cool, and I remember seeing it. I was like, man, I always told myself if I see it again, I'm gonna buy it. But I never saw it again, so it may have been, that may have been a good thing. But because I think they were pretty pricey too.
Yeah,
but yeah, they were pretty cool.
It's definitely like a collab that you wouldn't like think of, like Star Wars out in space, nerdy, whatever, and then like samurai, Japanese, like you right. But we've seen like in Visions and stuff, right? Like they've kind of done the whole like Japanese anime, like whatever, and like it's interesting to see that being what they're doing, like, but it works, like it's cool. It takes kind of two completely different things and molds them together. But yeah, this was a good one, Funko. Good job. It's something pretty cool, I guess you can say, when it comes to that. But yeah, that was definitely good. And then we also have, Trey, we got some NFTs, right? We had a drop that I think has been doing pretty well so far, right?
Yeah, the April Fools did pretty good. They actually sold out, which is I believe that's 3 in a row. 3 in a row.
Yeah, I think no.
Well, no, because what do you call it? Totally ruined their streak. The Teen Titans 2.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot that even.
Exactly.
See.
So let's just say 3 in a row.
So they were what, 3 for 4? 3 for 4, I would say.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty good.
Because yeah, I'm excited. I got some. I actually pulled one of the redeemables, which is pretty cool. I didn't get the Grail, but you know, it is what it is. But I like the whole set. The whole set was pretty cool. The fact that it's exciting again, as for me, except for the Teen Titans one, because I totally forgot that one came out. It's been exciting for NFTs. You know, they're on a good run so far. You know what I mean? Let's hopefully they can continue. Will they continue? I don't know.
No, but
I'm pretty sure
we'll get another random series 2 or something that we don't need.
But like,
I'm hoping. There's always hope.
They started off the year strong, which I think back about episodes a year ago, we were kind of like, why aren't they starting out the year strong? Like, like it's like they listened to our podcast. We told them what to do, and you know, it worked.
No, yeah, and honestly, I truly believe like even opening up the packs, the standard and the premium, like the animations on those were pretty cool. It was very different. How it had like the error screens and
that was amazing.
Yeah.
Migs, did you see that? Because I know you didn't get packs.
No, well, I saw in Trey's video when you opened packs.
Those
because
are
I
cool.
didn't buy packs. I ended up buying a redeemable afterwards because I have this money just sitting in my account, and I'm like, I need to use it. So I ended up buying the crushed box.
Oh, okay.
I really
that one's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That one's pretty
that one's cool.
But I did see your thing. But even just the packs being like play off of old sets and like everything, like all that was really cool.
Yeah.
The April's Fool set is in my opinion the best set that they make.
I agree.
Yeah.
It Freddy style.
For sure.
Yeah, it overtook the Halloween, like the Funkoween one, because that used to be the best, but the last Funkoween
the last one was
not really that good. So I agree that this one's always been a little more special, and it's small. That's what we've always said. Like the smaller, it's only like 3 or 4 pops every time.
Yeah,
the amount of packs is always really low. So like it's more exciting, and you know it's gonna most likely always sell out.
Yeah,
but it's still cool, and it's not like they're super expensive, even if you want to get them afterwards.
Yeah,
but they're a fun set. They play off of themselves, and obviously they make it.
I'm still shocked that they make these Funko Pops, like
some of them, right?
Yeah, like
sometimes I'm like,
they're
really
so
just playing
self-aware with these, like the sandwich one and the crushed box. Like, it was kind of amazing.
Yeah, and even like the non-redeemable cards, right? I think maybe next year. Now this is just me just guessing, and CJ said it himself in his video that the Impossible Pop with all the stickers.
Amazing.
I think they should. I hope they make that
next year.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I don't know if you've noticed the pattern, but every year, digital cards that have been in the previous set end up becoming redeemables the following year.
Oh yeah.
because last year was the sandwich, and I remember being like, I can't believe we're not getting a Funko Pop for that.
Yeah, that's true.
Same with the Doodle Freddy, which is the Grail.
Yeah. I do remember the Doodle one.
So
That's
the
true.
box is a new one.
Yeah,
but
it was.
I feel like we get a mixture of both.
This is great.
Yeah,
Even the
amazing.
NFT itself.
Yeah,
was awesome.
it was good. Even the like the burning pack last year, that was hilarious.
Exactly.
I thought it was also funny too that they used the Max token head on the box.
Yes.
Which we still don't have an actual one of him. That's what we need, but
Yeah, I know.
except for the little version that Freddie was
from April
holding or whatever.
Fools.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do tend to use him in more of the April Fool's stuff. Like where I feel like in the very beginning he was always in the sets, right? There was always kind of like a card at least of him.
Yeah.
Now like you don't see him at all except for like the April Fools,
Which is like
kind of weird.
It's lame. I'm sure Funko is just the reason for that, but
yeah, it's got to be something.
He should have. The more I think about it, like that should have been. I mean, this is getting off topic a little bit, but it's fun to talk about. They missed the opportunity. He should have been the mascot fully for the NFTs, and the royalty actually should have been a Max token head.
Yeah, I agree.
That would have been super cool. It would have made it more collectible. And I'm joking again about
so
that.
Funny that you said that because, like, yeah, unless it was like a Funko Freddy set, like these like holiday ones. If it was the other ones, like, yeah, why make the whatever as Freddy? Like, make it as Max, right? Yeah. That 100% would have made like NFTs being its own thing.
Totally.
Even if you,
Because now you think about it, I mean, the Freddy, I mean, I love Freddy. I mean, we all probably collect Freddy at the end of the day the most out of anything, but the NFTs have oversaturated him a little bit. Yeah, Max would have been perfect. Maybe one day, but there's clearly something stopping them.
I feel like they would have done it by now, right?
Yeah,
I feel like
true.
they're not gonna.
I mean, if we're gonna get Freddy's, this is the only way we're gonna get Freddy's. Since we don't get boxes of fun.
Yes,
I mean,
because there's not going to be one this year. Supposedly, it's almost essentially.
I mean, if we need Freddy's, this is the only way we're going to get Freddy's for now.
It's true.
Oh, but sad days in the new
mascots though are Blue and Leo, baby.
Hey,
that's true.
Yeah,
Very
things
true.
are shifting. Things are a changing. I don't know who sings that, but I know that's a song somewhere.
Blue.
But speaking of, let's change the topic of Funko. I don't think we have too much other Funko stuff to talk about.
It.
But I wanted to switch to something that we have been talking about a little bit lately. When we had Tony Ann on, we really got more into it, and we just experienced
the
a POP MART drop for the first time, like a legit one that the three of us have actually really tried to figure out, right? So, if you guys don't know, obviously the Labubus had a collab with the One Piece, which was originally just an Asian like exclusive product. So yeah, we saw some people getting them. Some people got them over here. Even Trey got some off of someone because they were able to get them over here, like, you know, companies, resellers, whatever. But now officially through POP MART US, it dropped at this point now. It was like a week ago. I can't remember the day when it came out, but
just about.
Sometime last week.
Not even a week ago.
Yeah, it was like sometime
a week ago.
Last week. And, they dropped their little collab, right? So it was at 10 p.m.
Eastern.
10 p.m. Eastern.
9 here.
And 9 p.m. on Trey's time. And it was like the craziest thing I've ever experienced. And
Agreed.
I literally remember going on, and we were kind of just being like, "Oh, did you guys get one? Or is anyone whatever?" It was kind of like trying to figure out what the hell's going on, and I just kept getting stuck where like it would look like it was going to add stuff, and then it just never would cash out, or then you get the whole. This was like back in the day, Funko, bro.
Yeah, like old school Funko.
That was like the second
school,
part
right?
of it. In the beginning, it was sold out in legitimately seconds.
Oh yeah,
like,
that's what it was. As soon as you get in, clicked, and then it was like sold out, and I was like, What? And then everyone's posting this trackers are, oh, sold out. And I'm like, dude, it's literally 30 seconds to a minute. And I think it did, but I feel like, I don't know if it was their site or because of how much they had, they were doing them in waves.
Agreed.
So then we're like, oh, let's just keep trying. Then it would pop back up. And I was like, I think I got it to add. And I tried to do a box because I wanted a box so bad. And I couldn't get it. And then I tried the individual ones. I couldn't get it. And it was just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then Charlie hits us up and he's like, I got a box. And we're like, what the fuck? how the hell did you get a box? And it's so funny, dude, because I wish you, Trey, you would have seen, because on the side, Charlie had hit me up because I was like, bro, did you get something, whatever? I think it's back. And he's like, it's sold out. Like, there's nothing there. I'm like, no, it keeps popping up. And he's like, no, it's not. He was like, literally like, it's done. And I'm like, I think you got to keep trying. And then he hits us up and is like, I got a box. And I'm like, what the fuck did you get a box? You just said you couldn't even get it.
It was
anything.
but it is so weird that you say that, because like legitimately Miggs is telling me, no, I have it in my card. I'm like, no, I don't.
Yeah.
It's not there.
He's like,
it's
it doesn't exist. It's not there. I'm like, it's in my card.
So weird the way it was going down.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was wild.
Yeah, because I remember.
Did you get any on the site? Because I know you got those other ones, but were you able to get any through the drop?
I was not able to get any. I mean, I have them here, right? I still haven't opened them yet.
But those ones you had gotten.
Yeah, those are the ones I've gotten. But it was so weird too, because even before the initial drop, you were able to add them on the card.
Yes,
and
little
I
before.
like that.
I like that too. I thought that was really cool. But the only thing is, like, again, it went by so fast. I was like, okay,
everyone probably does that.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, cool. I think I had like 5. I had 6 in my cart, just the singles. I was like, I don't want the whole case, even though I was very tempted. But then I was like, let me just put 6, and then I had them there, and then literally 9 o'clock came, gone, sold out. I was like, it literally felt like seconds.
I think giving a minute is generous. I think it was like 2 seconds.
It was like literally like, okay, cool. And like as soon as I had everything in the cart, I pressed checkout, and it was like time just stopped.
Like wouldn't check out, right? Yeah, it was like
I didn't even get to put my information in. I was like, dude, what the hell?
Same thing happened to me. Yeah,
I was just like, all right, cool. I guess I'm done.
It was a wild experience. It was fun because we were like just trying. But what I wanted to get into was kind of how I did end up getting something, and it was the first experience I've ever had with this. But we talked about this when Tony Ann was on, and she was talking about like the Labubu, like obviously have a seed, and the macarons, like the big flurry, like bag clip versions of them, the fuzzy ones. And she was talking about Pop Now, and it's like a feature that Pop Mart has where you can go in and, obviously if it's not a huge drop, it makes more sense. You go in, you see the boxes, you get to kind of pick one. And I was actually experiencing it for the first time. And I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, how does this work? So I hit her up because clearly she's like, knows what she's doing. Tell me why in the midst of us going back and forth, but right before Charlie told us that he got the box, she tells me, oh, I got 6. And I'm like, how the fuck did you get 6? I'm like, what are you talking? What do you got? A bot or something? Like, what are you doing? And she's like, do Pop Now. And I'm like, I'm trying to buy the normal ones. We can't even get it. Like, I'm like, how the hell are you doing? She's like, oh, obviously she knows what she's doing. So then she kind of explains to me how to do it. And I was like, let me just stop fucking with this refreshing on the other thing. And let me try the Pop Now. And what I noticed is the Pop Now is where they were putting more up, more consistently. So like after Charlie got that box, it was essentially the box and the individuals kept like coming back, but they never really would let you add it, or kept saying you had too many in your cart, even though there was nothing in my cart. It was weird. It was pissing me off. So I'm like, let me try the Pop Now thing. So a Pop Now thing is cool because you see all the boxes, and if they're colored, like not black and like gray, you get to pick it. And as soon as you pick it, as long as you were the one that did it first, you get it instantly. Like it shows you got this box. If not, it turns gray. And then there's a timer on it. And the timer, at first I was confused with, and then I figured it out. So it's 15 minutes, which is basically when you choose it, it gives
it to you. So long.
Yeah, which is, but I guess, I don't know why it's that long, but either way, like you get it. Because even it was a couple times when I did get one, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't lose this. I got to figure out what I'm doing. Because it makes you put all your information in every single time. So either way, you get it 15 minutes. So you basically got to cash out within 15 minutes. But what you can also do in that 15 minutes is you get to shake it. There's this little animation, whatever, and it'll tell you 3 that it's not. So
which is cool.
Yeah. So this set is what, 9 or 10 of them, I think, or whatever.
I think 12
or 12 is that? Yeah, I think it was a pretty big box. So basically, it would tell you 3. It's not this one, or this one. So, which is like cool. It's obviously you still don't know what it is, but you haven't bought it.
13, including the
with the special. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it tells you it's not one of these 3. So then, if you're like, okay, cool, I still want to get it because I want to have it, then you buy it. And then as soon as you buy it, it charges you, it asks you, do you want to open it? And then when you click yes to open it, it literally like does this animation.
So you
and
don't
then
have to open it.
no, that's why they go back sometimes.
Gotcha. So, but if you buy it, you have to open
okay.
it.
If you buy it, no.
If you open it, you have to buy it.
Wait, I'm quite confused. You don't have to open it,
Okay.
but when you shake it, you don't have to buy it.
Okay.
So you can shake it, and it'll say it's not these three. But let's say like
Yeah, maybe the one
those
you
are
want.
the threes
so
you
you're
need. Yeah. So you say I don't want this, whatever, right? And you put it back. But if for us, obviously, or me, I was just I want to get anything at that point. So it tells you. Then once you buy it, it's yours. You don't have to open it. It just asks you, do you want to open it? And I was like, okay, I want to open it. So when you open it, it tells you. And then now that actual, like I had posted a picture, I don't know if you guys saw, it shows it like if you bought that figure because it tells you that's the one that's coming. So that was cool. And obviously I got Zoro and I got Tony Chopper. So I got like two cool ones. And I was like, oh, this is cool. Zoro's awesome. I definitely wanted that one. So I got like lucky, but it was the way you have to do it. So when the boxes come up, you have to be so freaking fast. And in each box, it has however many are left. You can swipe, and there's like unlimited boxes.
Yeah.
So every time you swipe, there's another set, and it might have only 3.
It's
Swipe again,
crazy.
and it's a full box. Swipe again, there's only 4 boxes. So every time you swipe, you're basically swiping to see if one of them's in color. Because if it's in color and you click it, you'll get it. But mind you, everyone's doing that.
Oh,
So like how fast you have to click is bananas. So then I started thinking, I'm like, I'm not going to get these this way. I was like, let me wait for the timer to go down because clearly some of the timer's going down. But you're going anywhere from 15 minutes down to like a minute on any of these. Like it was random. So I would always find one that was at like 2-ish minutes and I would stay there. And I was like, all right, 2-ish minutes. And I would just go clicking on it because you have you seen this, Trey?
No,
like the pop down thing?
I haven't.
So the timer only shows up when you click it. So you just see boxes and it has a lock on it. And if I click it, it tells me, it has 2 minutes and 14 seconds left. Then it goes away.
Oh, okay.
If I click it again, it'll say this has 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
Gotcha.
So I was clicking it like every second. So I was counting down essentially. Click. And then it would get down to like 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7. And then right when it gets to 1, I'm like making sure I click. But I still didn't get it all of the time because sometimes you do that and it goes to somebody else. But that's how I got to 2. So I will say it does work because that's how I got to 2. It wasn't from them being there. It was me like just finding. I'm essentially thinking like that person just didn't want to buy it. Maybe they didn't put their information in time. Maybe they didn't want that after they figured out which one it could have been.
Yeah.
And they just put it back. So that's kind of like how the timer thing was.
Yeah.
But yeah, long-winded.
That's wild, dude. That's insane. I bet you that was.
And I was doing that for like an hour.
Oh, dude,
to get those 2.
Now, that's insane. Now these things are obviously, everybody wants to get them. Now I know we've mentioned it before, and we know what's retail for the whole case. 2 something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 230 or
something. It's
$18.99 a figure, I think.
Is it $18.99, $17.99, something like that? Yeah, I think it was like $19. So even at your 20, whatever you said you paid, wasn't bad actually.
Yeah, and
because with shipping and stuff, it would cost like $24.
That's what I'm saying. And then I know this is like for me. I know it's harder for me to purchase something through there, but StockX has them for like $150.
Yeah,
which is insane because that's less than retail.
Yeah, they also sell like the macaroons and all those too. Those boxes too.
I don't know if I'd buy those.
I just don't know if I trust. I don't know. But StockX is so.
Well, no, I know that's the whole thing, right? StockX does have a lot of fake stuff, but I mean, I feel like those would be a little bit harder to fake. No, I mean, compared to the other Labubus, like I feel like those.
I agree.
I think I might have to try that theory. I mean,
because I wanted a box. I mean, Charlie got a box. You got a box.
I mean,
I have only 2, and then I got 2 off of Tony, and so I technically have 4.
The thing I wish they did it for, like, I don't think they do them for these, but like for the, fuzzy Labubus, like they legitimately have a thing that you scan to say if they're real or fake.
Yeah, on the box and stuff. Yeah.
Do they have
that?
I
think they have that too. No, is there a QR code?
Yeah, there's a QR code.
Yeah. I think all their stuff kind of has.
Dude,
that.
Try test it out.
I should, right?
You gotta drop $150. But...
I mean, that's better than whatever Charlie paid, right?
Well, it's funny.
Yeah, I think it's like $220.
Can you? I mean, I'm assuming the answer is no, but like if you buy them for StockX and they're fake, are you just shit out of luck?
No, you can dispute it now. Now
can.
you can. Before you couldn't. Like
Okay.
it was like a thing. But what they will do now is that they will refund you the money or whatever, but it's only on selective items, which is so weird because, I mean, I'm sure Migs, you know, Charlie, I'm not too sure, but on Travis Scott's, like they fake those a lot, a lot. And it's so weird because on StockX you cannot get a refund on the Travis Scott's, the most faked shoe ever.
That's
and you
weird.
can't get a refund for those. Harrison Neville is a huge sneaker content creator, and he broke down that whole like StockX because they're actually getting sued by Nike right now. So
yeah, that's what happened. Something big.
Yeah. Well, they bought.
That's why I usually use Goat.
Yeah, I usually go through
Goat's only sneakers though.
Yeah,
they don't
sneakers
have
and
Labubu, fucking Goat.
Yeah, Goat they don't have. Which again, like because I think Nike bought like 7 pairs of shoes, and 6 of them were fake out of the 7 from StockX.
It was like bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
Really
That's
bad.
wild.
Yeah,
and you even see them at like conventions and like the way they like check if things are real.
Yeah.
They just like let shit go so many
yeah,
times.
and they even gave them fake shoes, and it was like, oh no, yeah, they're good. Like they've been caught
like on purpose.
Like they don't know, except for that one girl from eBay. She's pretty good. Like she'll know from the box immediately if they're fake.
That's wild.
Yeah. So
yeah, this is a world that we just finally got into, and it's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't had so much fun whether I got it or even when I didn't think I was getting them, it was still fun.
It was like old school Funko days.
When I first was like, dude,
I
it's
was
gone in
mad
seconds.
too.
I was so mad. I was like, I really wanted this.
Like that for anything in a long time.
Yeah. I'm kind of tempted to buy the StockX box.
I agree.
Let me know in the comment section if
Dude,
I
they have
should.
the other Labubu stuff on there too, by the way, and for pretty cheap too.
Yeah,
like
I just look at it this way: unless they're getting them from some sort of cheap deal, actually from overseas, and then the exchange rate is they're making money. When we're telling that these things are so hot, they're impossible to find. People are flipping them hardcore on eBay. How are they that much cheaper? But that could be the reason.
Think
again, maybe. Maybe I'm sure. Like collecting and like that kind of sneaker culture like connect, right? But I'm also sure too, like maybe like people don't know about StockX or
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
it could be. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but I'm kind of tempted.
Let us know in the comments, but I think Trey's gonna get them.
Yeah, let me know in the comments if I should buy it. Let me know if I get.
Yeah, 157 right now.
If we get 15 comments saying Trey buy it, I will buy it. 15 comments saying Trey buy it, I will buy it.
Oof. And then the individual one is $25 per box.
What?
But that makes no sense.
It's insane. I need to know.
Like, why is the box 157?
15 comments. 15
is it
people.
An empty box?
And the thing is that
it says sealed case.
This is like 156.
I'm saying.
Or 157, whatever, has been the sale price for like 40 of them.
Yeah.
Like, for this whole day, there's a lot of sales
since
since 1 in the morning.
Whoa.
That's what I'm saying. 15 people
wherever
comment.
They're coming from, too, there's like a lot. Like, how do they have
15 people comment down below, and I will buy that case from StockX. And we will see here on the channel.
They got the Disney ones.
Because that's pretty cool.
They got the Disney ones for $155.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I seen those. Yeah, the Mickey.
Another
the ones
15
we really
people
want.
comment, and Charlie will buy that box.
Dude, yeah, if we can get 50 commenters, we'll all freaking buy a box.
The only thing,
the
only thing I can think of is I wonder if whoever is selling these is getting them from Asia.
They had to get like
and
wholesale,
they're just cheaper,
like at a crazy price, right? Yeah,
unless they're selling them from Asia, because you can be a seller from anywhere.
True. Yeah, maybe the shipping's like wild.
They don't tell
or something.
Maybe, I don't know.
Like,
Trey should buy them live right now.
No, it has to be 15 comments. 15 comments.
It's
Trey buy it and I will buy it, and from different people too, not all the same person.
I know. But yeah, it's exciting. Let us know down below. Regardless, yeah, like what are your thoughts? Did you grab any of these? I know we saw some people that we follow.
People were hyped about them.
And said, like I said, freaking Tony Ann got like 9, ended up getting like 9. She got a bunch of duplicates still, so then I was able to grab
that box.
couple dupes off of her. But yeah,
I feel like I
it's
got
cool.
a Luffy 5, dude.
You still haven't opened any.
Nah.
Oh, and that's another thing she told me that like even with the pop now, you can pull the special.
I feel
Like
like
you could just reveal it and it'll be the special.
You
which would
feel
be
which one
insane.
do you feel like has the Luffy in it? Gear 5.
That Gear 5 one I feel like would be heavier, no?
Because you should open that right now.
I see. The Gear 5 one would be a little heavy.
This Trey's like doing the real life version of
that one's heavier. Because it's either that or it's what's his name, Brooke or whatever, with the big hat and stuff like that.
Yeah.
One
no,
might
this
be
one
heavy,
feels.
I would think.
Well, see, whenever I went, I was shaking all of them. I was like, I got.
Oh, they had more.
Yeah, they had like a whole case. They even had like 2-3 sealed cases there. Damn. I should have bought them.
Speaking of, it's called side note, but I went to POP MART today, my local one here, American Dream Mall. And remember last time I went, I grabbed some of the yoga ones. They had everything. Yep. Bro, they had nothing.
Whoa,
Brooklyn was hit a restock. So pissed. We walked in and she's like, where are the Labubus? Why don't they have these yoga ones? And all they had was those Chinese New Year looking ones that are like, I don't know, weird. No one wants those. And they had a few of the star ones, like the Christmas ones. That was it. Now they had all the displays of all of them, but that was all they had at the bottom. And she's like, where are these? Why don't they have these? I want these. I was like, I think they sold out. I'm sorry. And she's like, why do they sell out? What like, she didn't get that, like, people just bought them. And then the kiosk downstairs was empty, which that was empty last time anyways, I figured. But yeah, I must have went on a good day. That
she was probably like, Dad, you brought me on the wrong day.
Yeah, it was a Sunday.
Was anything good in Miniso for her or no?
And then, yeah, we actually speaking of, it's funny, we grabbed, no, I don't have it here, but a blind box there of like a Winnie the Pooh set, like Rain. They all have like umbrellas or something, whatever. She pulled the owl. It's pretty cool. We got one.
Because they came out with like basically a keychain fluffy version of Winnie the Pooh like a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah, I saw those.
They had those.
Well, they have a keychain. I'm assuming
they're like
a cheapy version. Yeah, that wasn't in a box though. These were just loose keychains. They make those too, but the one she got was just a small, very small figure. Like this. But they all were like rain based. Like they either had like an umbrella open or an umbrella in her hand or whatever.
Yeah,
but she pulled the owl one. But
there's so much cool stuff in those stores.
Didn't know about Rocky Moto though. Speaking of, I want to shout out my local POP MART. I was like, "Oh, you guys gonna get the Rocky Moto stuff on Friday?" And the girl was like, "Huh?" I was like, "The Rocky Moto." She's like, "I don't know what that is. I don't know. Well, maybe." I was like, "I don't even know." I was like,
"All you fun makers, you got to go hit up the American Dream Mall Miniso and be like, what are you doing?"
Massive. Actually, the Miniso is pretty new. I don't even think it was there. I didn't even know they had a Miniso. We were walking, and I look over. I'm like, "What the hell? This is there?" And I was like, I didn't think it had to
probably
be new.
Been there. You just always walk by.
I know, and I might have not known that it was a thing because I wasn't into this. But it did surprise me because I could have sworn something else was in that location. But either way, it's a huge.
It's just so funny. Mall, I walk by that store every day on my way to work, and in the beginning, I'd be like, "No, I'm never walking foot in the store." Then I'd be like,
"Blind box central."
Then I just look in the window for like a year. I'd be like, the store looks pretty good. Maybe I'll go into it. Then Rocky Moto. I'm going to the store now. Just like,
dude. Speaking of what's funny is that we said this. We're going on a completely different tangent right now. But when we were laughing about like them doing Snoopy, bro, they had a whole section.
Told you
of just Peanut Snoopy stuff. A whole. We actually. Well, I don't spoil it because it was for a birthday, but we were looking at stuff for somebody. But there was like tons of stuff Snoopy related, and it was interesting. That was one of the biggest sections, and then they also had I forgot what the name of it is. That thing that has like it looks like a mouse, black and white. Toku something. I don't know. I don't know. It's another character that I see all the time while they were, but they had like a big section for that, and then they had like Disney stuff.
Dude,
stuff
Mike
everywhere.
Definitely did his like, whether he already knew it from his own fandoms or his research. Like, I think Snoopy's gonna be huge.
Yeah, no, it really was like a thing. I was like,
yeah,
makes sense. I guess they have a whole freaking table full of Snoopy stuff. But yeah, that was a fun drop. But yeah, good luck to anyone that got it, and hopefully you pull some good stuff. Trey, hopefully you get some good stuff, and I already know what's coming to me, so no surprise.
I think the top
opened them already.
I think the top one is The Gear
I feel
5.
like you're gonna get it. I feel
Charlie's
like you're
getting a
gonna
whole box, so he's at least
15
getting
again,
everybody
15
maybe
15
maybe one of
comments. I'm
those.
telling you, I'll buy it. I just need 15 comments.
I know. I wanted a
15
box.
comments.
Maybe it'll come back online. Hey, it's
likes.
10:30. We should have checked.
I checked while we were. Not
Came
tonight.
back up,
I don't
not
know if there's
tonight.
certain date. It's just so funny.
Yeah, actually, I don't think it's Sundays for some reason.
Okay.
It's funny that we said that.
Because I've been like, because I've been trying to still get like I wanted to get one of the macaroon ones,
Mhm.
and like all of a sudden I joined a group to like see when they would come.
Jesus.
Dude, but all of a sudden I just keep every day people are like they're buying them. I'm like, how are you getting these on
Bro,
PopMart.com?
these
They
every
have
day?
to have bots, bro.
It's the same. I was gonna say it's the same reason that diss trackers exist and gets all those links when things drop. Like I always wondered, how did someone do that? You sitting at a computer like nonstop and it's
insane.
just like
Bots, just
copy this, copy that. You know,
he gets the links
Crazy.
up on his page so fast. We need
I
to
just
have
always
him
wondered
on that.
that.
We
Like,
need
how
to
does that
have him on
happen?
the episode. Just have his picture, like
Dude,
just cover his face,
well,
or
I
Well,
got Funko
Funko.
Finders to say he come on the podcast, but he said no face.
Yeah.
that's fair.
respect it.
We have to change his voice
I
too.
agree.
We just do the
No, because dude,
no, because he talks on
He
whatnot.
talks on Whatnot now.
We
Ah,
just have to have like
It's just
blacked out
interesting,
curtain
yeah.
or something.
that would be pretty
This-
cool, honestly. Like
That'd be funny.
that would be pretty cool.
Oh man, yeah. So that'd
But
be
diss
intense.
trackers,
Fun.
we're still. He works for.
Don't say it.
Yeah, I won't say it, but he definitely works for
We
them.
think we know. We think we know.
we think
we might
we
have saw you at one point.
Yeah.
We might have met him, not
I
knowing.
think we met him.
I mean, I'm sure everyone has probably met him at one point that's in it and not know.
The Gazelcast knows what he looks like.
Yeah, probably.
Well, some people know, like especially there in California. I think, like because
Yeah,
he's
dude,
always
No, I know,
Yeah,
but
like-
like I'm shocked he's done. Like, it's just so funny
Gone
because
this long without being like.
Yeah, which is even crazy. This is really going on a tangent, but Star Wars Theory, who I love, he started his channel for a really long time. He was only his voice, and then finally it got to a point where he was like, "Okay, I'm just going to show my face." And I can't think. It's weird to think about a time where like that's how he did his channel
Oh
too.
wow, that would have been the same situation. We would have been like,
yeah,
"What? This
At
makes no
this
sense."
point, I feel like because I could be wrong, but I feel like there was a point where Funko Fighters was like, "Oh, I'm going to go on Whatnot," like, but now you're going to hear my voice. Like, it's just crazy.
And it was weird.
Yeah.
I remember that
Oh,
because
it's
I
just
was
like a
really?
mystery.
You're gonna- I mean,
These
not
people
that
have
really matters,
huge
though.
accounts in this community, and like no one knows who they are.
Funny.
I find it fascinating.
It's
yeah.
funny. It's very interesting. Yeah. But we got a couple of things we want to cover.
Yeah.
This has been a jam-packed episode.
For
A lot of good
real,
stuff.
this is a good episode. For, you know, for being a
Good stuff.
slow week for
Lot of
Funko
good-
wise and
Dude,
anything
I
else.
agree.
like, what are we going to talk about?
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
much
And
Are
then
other random
always
stuff.
the best episodes.
Yeah, just going off on a
Um,
tangent sometimes.
So we did mention, obviously, Rakamoto will come out this Friday. So, check out your mini sale stores. They'll officially be there. But I think there was like two big things we want, or maybe three. Wow, we have so a lot of stuff to talk about. But one thing I definitely wanted to bring up, because this is the collecting world, and this is something that is huge right now, is Minecraft.
Yes.
And I don't understand it. I never got into it, whatever. Trey's in the same boat. Charlie's a little different because he has sons. So I have a daughter. She doesn't even, I don't even know if she knows what it is, I
Yeah.
think, but she doesn't really know what it is.
Yeah.
I think you're more into it, Charlie, but like,
Oh yeah, chicken jockey.
again, no idea what he just don't even know
Me
what that
neither.
is. Nothing. Like when this, so the movie's obviously coming out, that was a big deal. But when this movie was coming out, I was like, why are they making a movie of this? And then even seeing the stuff in the movie, I was like, it's just, is it square Lego stuff? Like, who knows? What is this? But the bigger thing is two things. One, it's obviously massive. Made $301 million over the weekend, which is wild. It's the highest for like a video game movie, which, I mean, whatever, but it's
Yeah.
one of the highest of all kind of movies for a weekend. But the bigger thing is that they're making collectibles, which obviously they make a ton of stuff. We have Funko Pops of them and stuff too, but
Yeah.
they're
Toys out
in
of
the
the wazoo.
newest McDonald's craze. We went through
Yes.
this with Pokemon. Remember, we talked about it even. We went and got some as well. But now we're getting Minecraft ones. And there's like a ton of different ones you can get, right?
Yeah,
And it's not even just Happy
because
Meals.
they have a
It's also
kids version Happy Meal and an
adult version.
adults version Happy Meal. Which like they've done the
Interesting.
adult. I mean, the last one they had done was like those old school like McNugget toys that kind of had a
Oh,
throwback.
yeah, like the throwback McDonald's.
And then I
people.
remember Trey, I think you have one in your background. They had done a collab. I don't remember who that was.
Yeah, the CPFM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
think those are the only ones that they've had. I could be wrong. There could have been another like adult Happy Meal here or there, but
Yeah.
they've been doing it.
Yeah.
So, but these toys have gone like they're hard to get, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, the CPFM ones.
Oh yeah,
I'm still missing two of them. I think I'm missing the Hamburglar and dude, I don't remember who else I'm missing.
I remember when those
the thing
came
is
out,
like
yeah.
I mean, tell me if I'm wrong because I don't have any of those, but like they're pretty good quality.
Oh no, yeah, they
for,
are.
like,
They
yeah.
are, dude. They actually are pretty good. And they're very light. Well, I mean, it's very
Okay.
light, but they are good quality toys. Like I've dropped them a few times, and
So they're like plasticky.
yeah, you can't even tell that. You know how some toys you can tell like they get scratched or, I mean, I like them. I like the brand. Some of their shoes are pretty cool, but yeah, as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh, dude, I have to get these. But I didn't finish the set. But now it's biting me in the ass because they're like expensive, like sealed.
Which is crazy. But so like the Minecraft, like I said, they did the kids and the adult Happy Meal, and they just came out last week.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, like I mean, maybe this is cool. And people, I feel like there's a whole McDonald's toy community that we know nothing about. People still to this day go crazy over them.
There is,
which I actually think there is. But like for the kids ones, I mean, 9 out of 10 times they're pieces of junk. But like the ones that they made in the adults, they look pretty cool. They're like they're McDonald's like themed characters, where they're Grimace, the Hamburger, but like they are characters or an item from Minecraft. Like they have like one of the helmets. They have like the Hamburglar as a zombie, the soda
like
as a potion.
Hamburger, like square.
Exactly, as like one of the blocks. Like they actually look pretty cool. And I mean, I like never go to McDonald's with me and my son. Like my son loves Minecraft, like as Megs was saying. So we like went today, and I was gonna get the adult one. He's gonna get the kid one. And I called up a few McDonald's to make sure they had them because I was seeing their possible. Oh yeah, we have them. I go to one. Yeah, we don't have it. Go to another one. We don't have it. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Then go to another one. My wife Nikki goes in with Chip. She legitimately orders it and pays for it. Then they come to give it to her. Oh, we don't have it. What do you want? Which is crazy.
Seriously? Did they have like signage and everything too?
Yeah, dude.
Because I remember seeing like one of mine for the Pokemon stuff.
Sign is everywhere.
Seeing, like, they have it here.
If I don't have it, they meant it's already been sold out.
Damn, that's wild.
There was a bunch of like, I want to say college age kids going in too, and they were pissed that they didn't have it. I mean, obviously this is the whole point of these things, to bring people in. Like, perfect example, I never go to McDonald's, wanted to go to get this thing.
Yeah, of course.
But like, if I was like Warner Brothers, who's the creator of this distributor of this movie, like, it's annoying that they're paying to have this partnership, and its toys are already like gone. Like, you would think they're a little more mass produced. They also come with a card, the adult ones, which people are kind of like, I've seen multiple creators like kind of pumping this up. But it's wild because it's like people are going nuts over it. Like, I see it through the eyes of like a 6. Like, my son's almost 6, but like, I mean, he's only at the bottom of it, but people are just going nuts over this thing.
Yeah,
like nuts.
Oh yeah. So is there like a rare one or no?
I'm not sure if they have rarities.
I don't know, but maybe, again, I saw it through.
Maybe there is,
and that's what I think I started seeing like through my newsfeed on Instagram and TikTok. Like, there is like a rarity one. I don't know what it is, to be honest. Like, again, Cardi didn't really. I mean, she knows what Minecraft is, but she was more on the Roblox. So yeah. So to me, like, I didn't know any of this. The adult Happy Meal, that's always cool. I mean, like, I got these, like, I thought that was cool. Will I get? Yeah, because even for those, I didn't go. I don't eat McDonald's. I think as I grew up, I just couldn't eat it. Like, it just gave me like Oscar. Like, it just did not give me like I don't know, maybe
as you could tell, we're not sponsored by McDonald's.
Yeah, no, but like, it would give me that, and I think as I got older too, like, again, I may be ranting off somewhere else. Like, I just stopped eating McDonald's because like maybe I was just getting old and I'm just like, oh, dude, getting like acid reflux. It was just like, or like I felt like I was like, oh my God, I'm like getting fat as I'm eating this. Like, again, nothing wrong with eating McDonald's. I used to eat it all the time, but like, I just stopped. But then as soon as I heard like these were coming out and like the adult Happy Meals, like the Travis Scott stuff, like I was like, oh dang, let me go to McDonald's one time. I did make a few videos about it, but I guess it gets you to go to McDonald's.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
Yeah.
it's cool.
I think what's funny, but I think you can just get the toy.
I think you can too.
You don't have to buy the
It
food.
depends.
Yeah,
I went
With
to
the
Walmart.
Pokemon one, supposedly they were doing that, and people were like,
some people,
Dude,
yeah, some
buy
like
it.
the CPFM
Some
ones,
people really
yeah,
take pride in their job, and they
yeah.
tell
Bro,
you no.
speaking of, oh my God, we're going way off tangent here. But speaking of McDonald's, there's a McDonald's close to my job, and I do frequent McDonald's once in a while. I'm not gonna lie, even for breakfast. Like I go there sometimes for breakfast, and I was going for breakfast, and I go to the drive-through, and every single time I go, like I go sporadically, but every time I go, I get the same shit. So I get like the sausage McGriddle.
Ooh,
But
those were good back in the day.
So here's a little tip. So I worked at McDonald's as my first job in high school. So like I know McDonald's, right? So I knew that, like, in case you guys don't know, they make two different kind of eggs. So they have like the folded egg, which is that yellow like folded egg. That's like carton eggs.
Yeah.
So it's like the whipped carton where you can buy those, whatever. The round eggs, which are on like English muffins and that kind of stuff, like egg muffin, that's a real cracked egg that they're actually cooking.
Mhm.
Right? So I always choose that egg. I don't like the way the other just tastes fake. Right?
Really?
The other one's
I did not know that.
Yeah. There you go. See? The more you know. Just throwing a gem out there.
Now-
Try
now I
the
might have to
sausage
go now.
sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle, but with the round egg. And I
the
tell them,
round.
substitute out the round egg. They do it every single time. No issue. And it's funny because sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles right now are 2 for $6. So like there'll be that discount. And then I don't know if sometimes when you substitute it out, it costs more, but they never say anything. And I don't really care. I'm going to buy it anyways.
Yeah.
But the last time I went to McDonald's, just 3 days ago, I got the same order, and I told it was a girl, different person. Usually it's one of two people. It was a different person. And she straight up goes, I can't do that. And I was like, what? And then she didn't say anything. So I'm sitting at the drive-thru, and I'm just like, and she didn't say anything. So then I'm like, well, I've done it before. She's like, I'm gonna have to change it because you're not gonna get a 2 for $6. And mind you, I didn't ask for 2 for $6. I just asked for 2 sandwiches. So I was like, I don't care if it's 2 for $6. And I was like, I just got this before. Can we just change it? She's like, we're gonna have to substitute it out. And I was like, okay. Doesn't do anything. The thing is sitting in the screen, and I'm waiting. I'm like, so can you do it? So then she's like, does the buttons, and you see it on the big screen now. McDonald's has that big screen, and it says 2 for $6. And then she changes. She get pissed. So she changes it, and then kept messing with it, and then eventually she's like $10 or whatever it was, because it was like a couple extra dollars. And I was like, this bitch like overrode the thing, because this is why I said it. She literally loves her job, I guess. It just takes it way too serious.
Oh my God.
So she probably will not give you a toy.
Yeah.
Without buying
Dude,
that,
no.
you know?
And so like
Moral of the story.
so like even with the
Wait, you just got me thinking of something hilarious.
even with like the CPFM ones, like there's some McDonald's here where like I avoid like whenever stuff like this happens, like even with the Pokemon stuff, like because the guy will be like, even if you ask like, hey man, are y'all selling these? No, we're not. And if you're not gonna buy a meal, go ahead and leave. And I'm like,
sure with the Pokemon thing, they probably
dude,
got that so
I was just
much.
like, all right, cool. Can I get the nuggets meal, please? And with the toy, like, but dude, that guy took it. And I think he's been like, I remember seeing him when I was in high school, and he's still there. So I could see why he's a hater, but whatever.
Dude, so speaking of the Pokemon McDonald's, funny story. Never told it on the podcast. So once again, I never go to McDonald's, but as of late, I had to go get these 2 toys. So when the Pokemon cards come out, go to the place. I'm like, can I go? We're like, me and Nikki are like, can we buy the Pokemon cards? Dude, no, you got to buy the meal. I'm like, okay, good. I'll go to another freaking McDonald's that I have a million by me. Next one. I don't know. Let me think about it. Well, how many do you want? I'm like, I don't know, 5. You can have 1. Like, Okay.
Thanks for giving me an
Why'd you
option.
ask? Why'd you ask?
Exactly.
How many do you want?
Get the one.
One?
All right. Gonna go to the next McDonald's. Gets Pokemon cards. I don't know. I don't think we're allowed to do that. I'm like, well, just did it at another McDonald's.
You sound like such a
I'm gonna-
flipper. To like this
Which
guy
gonna be
hitting up all the
which
McDonald's.
gonna be further from the truth. I just legitimately wanted these for me and my son because you can't get real Pokemon cards for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, for real.
So, but here's where this is just where it's just so funny. I'm thinking of the worker you're talking about, Migs, but the complete opposite. Like, my boss wouldn't let me do this, but like, I don't know, like, how many do you want? I'm like, 5. He goes, okay. He says, there's no but. I don't know what to do. Here, you can just have it for free.
What?
That's how you get fired, dude. You're supposed to charge.
This guy, what? This
Oh,
I don't know the button.
God.
You definitely need to
I'm
go
like,
back there, dude.
Dude, he went from I don't even know if I could sell you these to just taking them.
Oh,
That's just like, that's why I said,
hilarious.
but North, he did it for Nikki. I said Nikki to do these types of things because they
Dude,
just give it to me.
Oh yeah, dude,
yeah.
for sure. Especially if it's a guy.
I'm sure if you went in, they're like, no.
no,
we're not
dude,
getting
just
that
send
shit."
Nikki in. Oh yeah, sure, take the whole
And
box.
just send Chip. Chip like that.
Chip goes in
Like,
on
just straight up by himself.
Today he went in with her. She's like, I'm getting a phone call from Nikki. I'm like, what is going on? I'm in the car with Lucas, and Chip's like, Dad, so you know they don't have the adult happy meals.
He's like, you're screwed. I'm getting mine. But that's so funny. But real quick, because we're really on this McDonald's thing, the rarity thing you were talking about. So I don't know if there's obviously anything for this specific set, but going back to my back in the day working at McDonald's days, when you used to get the toys, and I think it's similar, it's the same thing. When there's like so many versions, right?
Yeah.
Usually like that set will be out for a while, right? Like the normal toys, right?
Mhm.
You get like a certain one every time for like a week or a few
Yeah,
days.
yeah,
Like, you
yeah.
don't get all of them. So
Yeah.
then like randomly you'll get another batch of whatever. So like there's a lot in this set, it seems like. So
There's
I wonder like
I
how
think there's a
long this is
lot.
gonna go for, or are they getting them just randomly? Because I've taken Brooklyn to McDonald's, and I feel like months later I've gone to McDonald's and got the same toy. She'll get the same
Well,
one. and I'm
today
like,
the
what the
two
hell?
different McDonald's. One, we got 2 different ones at 2 different stores. But in the second one we go to,
Oh wow.
the guy's just like, well, do you have the Minecraft toys for the kids have meal? Well, we only got the skeleton one. I hope that's okay. I'm like, we don't have that evil, so we'll take one. Like,
yeah.
but based off that comment too, it's clearly people
are asking
going
for specific ones.
Yeah.
And stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
Maybe.
crazy, man. Let us know in the comments below if you know about this
do you eat
McDonald's.
McDonald's? Let us
Yeah,
know.
let us know.
community.
But seriously, I didn't know about that egg. Maybe I'll go get McDonald's.
Yes, the egg thing.
I
Everyone.
didn't think
I didn't know
definitely
that.
didn't know that.
Damn.
Round egg is better.
That's
than
because the
folded egg.
McGriddles, the
And
shiznit.
here's the breakdown. You know, the McDonald's pro here. So the round egg comes on the English muffin sandwiches.
Yes.
So like an egg McMuffin,
You know what?
sausage egg
Yeah.
McMuffin. But that's it. The folded egg comes on biscuits, bagels, and the McGriddles. Probably because it's cheaper and
Yeah.
easier
Yeah.
to make. Like I said,
Interesting.
do a substitute, and it would blow your mind.
Maybe I'll. Damn, I'm gonna wake up early
Can I get
for
with
work.
the Minecraft Happy Meal?
I'm go-
I don't know.
I want that
Breakfast Happy Meals.
Hamburglar zombie toy.
That one does look
Yeah,
cool
that-
though. I ain't
That
gonna
is
lie.
like considered like the top one everyone wants.
Yeah,
but-
that one is.
Which is cool that they're making like the McDonald's characters as it, not just
Agreed.
random. It
That's
seems
what
like
makes
the
it
kid
cool.
ones are like little town
Yeah.
type thing, right?
They're
Yeah.
just straight up stuff from the movie. Yeah.
But yeah, and that's
Which
I think it's
weirdly
movie
enough, like,
specific.
Chip wouldn't even like probably want the adult one. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, I want the
The actual
Steve.
ones that are toys.
Yeah. Damn.
Or
I
from
think I'm
the-
gonna go to McDonald's tomorrow.
Yeah,
Oh.
I might go there in the morning.
You'll probably get a plethora of adult Happy Meals now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. over
If
there.
I find some, dude, I'll definitely let you know. I can.
But
I think I have a hookup at McDonald's. I think I got a plug.
McDonald's.
This is a great
plug.
episode.
This is
McDonald's plug. Shout out to McDonald's.
for real. Don't hate on
Sponsored,
us, but you know,
shout out.
Yeah, come on, sponsor.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Imagine
Collector
you're
chatter
sponsored
give me
by
some more
McDonald's.
CPFMs. I need CPFMs.
That'd be insane. Insane.
Oh my god,
Oh
amazing.
man. So we're gonna shift gears real quick.
Back again.
Because I did want to talk about this. this is kind of more like sad, not great news, but a big company that we all know and in the community, or a lot of people collect, is Superplastic, is essentially kind of like going out of business. It's funny kind of how they said it. They said it like, for now, like I guess they're kind of hoping this all blows over and they'll come back, but it kind of does seem like it's tied to a lot of the stuff that's going on now with shipping and tariffs and the price for stuff. And I'm assuming a lot of their stuff came from overseas, and which a lot of toy companies, that's where it's coming from, because even Funko and those places, like, we're starting to see like they are kind of getting a little bit of a hit when it comes to that.
Yeah.
But obviously for these companies that are big, but not the massive Hasbro and Funkos of the world, like, it does hit them harder. And their price point for these items and stuff are usually pretty pricey because they're more of like a designer toy, high end.
Hardcore.
Yeah, very, very high end. They're not cheap little things. Even their blind boxes and stuff are priced a lot higher. So they currently are going to be, going out of business. They put up on their website, today's the last day, actually, by midnight tonight on the East Coast. They're no longer going to be selling, but they have stuff for like 70 something, almost 80% off. It's like
Crazy.
wildly cheap. They just don't have a lot of stuff. Obviously, I'm assuming they got rid of a lot of stuff, but they even, from like 2 days ago when me and Charlie were talking about one of the stuff that was on, it's even cheaper now. So like they're really trying to get 99 cents for some stuff. But more so just kind of like, I know, do you have, you have like Chomps and stuff. Do you have any Superplastic?
I do not.
Trey?
No, I've always
No.
liked them, because especially the ones that have like the Nike Air Maxes, I've always liked them. For me, they were a little bit too pricey at the time. Now you can get them pretty cheap, but
yeah,
well, for a
I
few
have
more
One
hours.
Piece, and it was a pretty pricey one. It's a big one. It was one of those Googimon characters with the axe.
Oh yeah. Those were cool.
Yeah, I had one of those. There was a few, like they had a Mickey one. I know Charlie would have loved that one too. That one was so sick. I wish I could have got that one. Like the colorway. Yeah,
Super
so
cool.
like they're always doing those, and then the other character that they make,
the one with the rabbit, right?
Like bunny. But I got one of them, and he's got like the mask. It was such a cool figure, but they were expensive. They were like the easiest things, whatever. The box was amazing though. Like they were worth it. But yeah, it's just interesting to see, like, this is a pretty big company that's now going under with this whole thing that's going on. So now it's like, what's going to happen next? So we're going to see more other companies maybe in this same size range being affected by this. But I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of stinks. Don't need to get political on this podcast, but it's unfortunate. I know Mischief Toys has talked a little bit about it. I'm hoping that they'll cut through it, and they, kind of how they release their figures. Maybe they already have some. They can spread them apart. But I even saw like speaking of Abominable Toys, like they canceled the figure that they were kind of kickstarting. Like it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
It's obviously Funko prices are probably going to go up a little bit more. Maybe that was
starting to see it already
built in with their new price range. We're going to see this across the board. And it just stinks. And it's crazy to think a company like Superplastic, I mean, and they probably crunched the numbers like, we're not even going to try this. We're done.
Yeah. Like it's happening now.
Like why go through all that trouble and like, stress about it later on the line when, Oh yeah, it does suck. Maybe that's why also Funko's like, oh, let's just do limited numbers now.
Yeah.
Maybe. Especially with like Abominable Toys. I do like Abominable Toys a lot. Superplastic, I've always liked their stuff. I mean, again, it was just a little bit too pricey for me for the most part. But yeah, hopefully it
I'm just
doesn't.
Interesting if there you go.
Hopefully it doesn't really affect the other companies. Like, well, like for me, I really haven't seen too much from like Tiny Ghost either.
That's what I was just about to say.
Like I haven't
seen a while.
I see them post, but I don't see them
since like Comic-Con.
Yeah, like I don't, and I really do like Tiny Ghost. Like I have some of their stuff, Abominable, like the Abominable Toys. Like I like them too. It's just very selective on what I get, but like I really hope that they don't get too affected. Maybe they've already kind of like, looked at their numbers, or maybe they will do kind of like what you said about Mischief Toys. Like maybe they'll spread them out. Maybe they have them, but kind of spread them out. But I don't know. It sucks with all that stuff. So
yeah. So we will see what ultimately happens with that. Well, let's just hope it doesn't affect a lot of our favorite companies. Also, let's just
These
hope
new companies that were
new
really
companies. I mean, it's just funny because like
Joy Rakamoto.
yeah, I'm hoping that Rakimoto, what it costs Mike to make those is already so cheap it's not going to matter. He's not going to pass on to the customer, and like
the Dojo one might be
Thrilljoy
interesting to see.
It'll be interesting, or that Brian will. It's sad. I'm happy you just brought that up because they're in such a high right now momentum. They don't need anything bad.
They don't need
and Brian
anything.
seems like the type of guy he'll just eat it.
Yeah.
Because I know we talked about this in the previous episodes, but it's good to bring up now because that last week the Turtles mega picks dropped.
Mm-hmm.
Brian has basically said he's losing some money off of those. He heard the people complain. He threw out a price into the market before he probably should have, because he was excited about it, and people were like, maybe us included, we're not happy about it. He's now pulled back the price, and they're all $125.
Yeah.
I still think about it, and that is like, I to say a good deal, it's still $125. We're like, that's a good deal when you see those figures.
Yeah, and I agree. It is a really good deal. I've been on the Thrilljoy website like pretty much every day, waiting to pull the trigger. I just haven't, like I'm just like, oh. But the chances of me getting the chase is like super low. But I'm just like, oh man, it's tempting, right? Like again, it's good to see that price compared to what it was like 175. I'd be like, okay, yeah, probably not. But
agreed.
I've been every day on that website.
These jumbo chans are not going to. If it goes the opposite, that's going to be like $400.
Yeah,
it's just right, especially now. It just makes you think like clearly like it does cost him a decent amount of money, I'm sure, to make those. And like he said it on the panel, like price, the box. His big thing was the box, obviously the design of the character itself, the magnetic hands, all the articulating stuff, and clearly it's not a cheap figure. So like he probably is taking a loss, like you said. Like he pretty much is saying but he's willing to do that to still be like for the fans, to make sure the fans are happy. And he tried, like you said, the other thing, and I'm sure if fans were okay with it, they would have stuck with it. But it was too overwhelming that it didn't make sense, like of a negative. So then he switched it up. But it just, like, with everything that's going on, like, it's going to be interesting because, like, even though they're massive people, their companies are still very small right now. So like they can fall into that questioning of like Superplastics and Tiny Ghosts and like those people, because like they're probably at the similar level, even though they probably have bigger connections and like it will become bigger. This is definitely going to maybe be a speed bump that hopefully they can get over. And I agree that Mike's way seems like would be easier price level versus what but then again, Dojo came out with the smaller figures. They're going to push the blind stuff. So like maybe that was their kind of way of maneuvering around this, and maybe we just won't see as many of those mega picks in general, and it's going to be maybe just limited to like the special redemption options, that you get off of the small boxes. So I guess we'll see. But it's a sad topic to talk about, but obviously we talk about collecting and toys, and it is affecting our community. So it's still the beginning. So we're kind of gonna have to see, what goes on and for how long, and see. Hopefully, not everyone gets affected as bad as like the Superplastics of the world that they have to pretty much just sell everything and then close down. So we will see. Obviously, that's not gonna happen for Funko and Hasbro and stuff, but they are taking hits for sure. I'm sure. And we're going to see it, though. It's going to affect some of the prices. I guarantee that's going to happen.
It's totally going to affect the prices.
Definitely going to happen. Because that is for sure. Do you have anything else? Oh, the one, go ahead. You can say it. Because there was like one other thing we want to talk about.
We want to talk about Nintendo Switch, too. So this is another thing that's just funny. I mean, it obviously is dealing with the tariffs, but I'm just curious what everyone's thought. I was like, this is a big, even though this is not a collectible, video games are part of, the world, kind of, people were losing their mind. We've been waiting this forever. Mario Kart's one of the biggest franchises of all time. Nintendo's showing this off. It's awesome. It looks great. But like the thing I want to talk about is the price.
Yeah.
So, Nintendo is actually, I don't know if either of you know this, but they've never had a system be more than $350 ever.
Oh,
And
wow.
that was the last Switch that came out, like the
I was gonna say,
The
how much was
OLED,
the
the
other
OLED,
Switch?
yeah,
right?
the OLED
Oh.
one.
What was the original Switch? I have no one. I don't remember.
$299.
Okay, yeah.
So, they waited. They didn't even really want to show people the price, but so the price of this is $450. And if you get the Mario Kart bundle that's like limited to, the beginning of like the run of the Switch, it's $500. And as someone who's like a hardcore Nintendo lover, like this is the first time in I feel like a really long time they're kind of like, we're Nintendo, people are gonna pay, we don't care. Like they don't normally nickel and dime you. It's kind of crazy. The games are gonna be like between $70 and $90,
That's
which is
PS5.
insane. And it's also showing the new world that we're going into. And I also think Nintendo is going to set the precedent. Sony and Microsoft, like, probably they've never charged that much money for a standard edition of games, and like now can they? But because the Switch is still on cartridges, they're more money than buying the games digitally now, and that's never been a thing. They're $10 more,
That's insane.
which is also insane.
And you have to get that, right? There's no digital option for Nintendo.
You can get digital.
Yeah.
You can.
Oh, you can. Okay.
You can. But the other thing too that people are all up in arms about is like, you're buying basically a game key. So like you have this game and you plug it in, and it still has to download onto the cartridge anyway. So it's kind of just probably to appease like the retail stores that they have something on the shelves.
Yeah.
But like a lot of the rumors out there saying like it is more money because of the tariffs and stuff.
Well, I was gonna say that's funny you said that because I wanted to ask you. So I'm like, because I'm reading comments
Yep.
and I'm seeing that like that was the price, and it may be even more now because of the tariffs, like 500 and 550 is what we might be looking at.
A lot of companies, we knew these tariffs were coming. I mean, President Trump basically, ran part of his campaign on this, but most analysts, these are way worse than anyone predicted, even his supporters. So from rumors that I had read was Nintendo waited to, like, we were already supposed to get a price and I think a launch date for Nintendo Switch 2 a few months ago, which Nintendo stuff never leaks, and it leaked, which I think that's because it's probably been waiting to be announced. So I think this was the price based off of what they thought was going to happen. And that's another thing, like Migs, you brought up. The pre-order was supposed to be
April 9th.
April 9th.
The 9th.
Yep.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Nintendo put out a press release that it's no longer that, and no date in America until further notice, which is also insane.
Just the launch date stayed the same,
yes,
which is June 5th.
as of now.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's probably, they're thinking like, do we need this have to cost more money? Because people have also seen some leaked images, like of documents that, it's the first time the Japanese only version, not the multi-language version that we would quote unquote get in the US, is like significantly cheaper.
And it's already been sold, no?
No, it didn't come out yet.
Or ordered?
No.
Pre-order?
No, I think
something I thought came out was on pre-order. Now
I think the pre-order was supposed to be the same nationwide. I could be wrong, but it's just, this whole thing is just wild. And I'm just curious with your guys. I mean, I know Trey and I had talked about like we were gonna get this. I mean, it makes this, I don't think is really your thing.
No, well, I have the first Switch.
You do. So like, would you?
And I talked to saying like, I don't think we, like when I saw that was coming out, I was like, oh, this is cool, but not. I don't think it's enough for me to want to get it. At least not right
now.
Yeah. No, yeah. I was I've been waiting for it, honestly, for a good while because Cardi doesn't let me play hers. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna up you and buy the new one. I was super excited. As soon as I heard that it was getting announced, I was like, all right, cool. So then when they actually showed it and then they gave out the price, I was like, okay, fine. I paid, PS5, whatever, first day. Usually how I am with consoles is if there's a console I want, I'm going to get it the day it comes out. So I had already planned to, hey boss, I'm gonna have most of the morning off because I'm gonna wait in line at GameStop to pre-order it. But yeah, the prices for me, I like to have the physical game.
So do I.
I don't like, digital. Maybe that's just my,
physical
maybe,
PS5.
obviously, maybe because of the way we grew up. I just like to have the physical disc. I like having the special editions, which to me, honestly, yes, special editions now are super expensive compared to what they were 10 years ago. Like, you pay $100, you got the special edition with the statues, the
$100,
stickers, and all this other stuff. Now it's like $250. I'm like, Jesus, like, okay, maybe, like, I'll think about it, but yeah, definitely this Nintendo Switch. I was super excited, and then obviously everything that's going on, it does suck because now it's like, okay, what if it's like one of those moments where like, well, now you got to wait launch day. All right, cool. I'm already kind of preparing myself. Like, I'm about to stay outside of GameStop for like a day or two, like to get this game. So like,
That's kicking it old school.
and that's what I did with the PS3. I waited outside of Target for like 3 days. I called into work. Like, they're like, hey, you coming to work? No, I'm outside of Target waiting for the PS3. Again, that's just the old school mentality. Again, like, it's crazy in how much the games will be. Like,
But now it's funny you say you like the physical games. So do I. So do Migs. But are you going to pay the extra $10 for it? I'm not going to. I think that's ridiculous.
I probably will do just to have the physical.
You will.
Just to have. It's just one to have all my nice little cases together. Like, like again.
I mean, I don't mind that if it was like, because like PS5, I feel like the digital version should be cheaper than the physical version.
Yeah,
but they're the same price. Because I always thought that was weird. I just buy the physical one because that's what I like. But it should be cheaper to have the digital one, and it's not.
Well, but then the digital version should actually be cheaper than what
it should.
Like they made it more money.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I was just saying I've
I get what
always
you're
thought that
Yeah.
$70 for a physical game should
Yeah.
be $60
Yeah,
if you're getting
I
digital.
think though we
But
are in the
I
minority.
think 70 is the most ridiculous price. I can't believe PS5 games are even that
Yeah,
price.
dude,
anyways,
for
but-
real, it's insane in how much they are, and I'm just like, gee, every time I go,
do think we're in the
these gonna be at
minority
that
of liking
price
the actual
for a
games, though.
cartridge, bro. Like that's
Yeah.
crazy.
yeah, dude,
Because they even make digital only versions of the PS5 and
Yes,
Xbox.
which is cheaper.
Yeah.
So why
Yeah.
are the games the same price?
Yeah.
You're right. It's,
I mean, they're not
it's
wasting
wild.
money on plastic. They're not using paper for
Yeah, it
anything.
should just Even though the physical ones you still got to download, we're getting into a whole different thing.
Yeah,
but I hate that
but
too,
yeah,
anyways.
but nonetheless, I'm excited for it. I'm going to have it the day it comes out for sure. I'm gonna get it. I don't know, but I'll get it for retail though. That's for sure.
But yeah,
But-
it's an interesting thing, and it goes kind of with what we were just talking about. With a lot of stuff's gonna start changing, prices are gonna change and stuff, and like we keep it real here. Like we obviously collect, and I talked about this with Gary V specifically. Like you don't got money to buy something, don't
Mhm.
we're not gonna be these super what is the word, like inspirational people right now to tell you what to do, but we're gonna get into that now in the sense of like if stuff starts getting super expensive, like collecting is gonna be tough to do like we used to do, and it's for games, it's for cards, it's for toys, like it's just
everything.
happening. So it's an interesting time right now, but yeah, I mean, this was a long one.
This was a good
Great
episode.
This was a long,
Very
one of the
good.
best
Literally
episodes.
weird because we said we always talk pre episode, like what we're going to talk about, and we usually have maybe 2 or 3 things, but we know they're like solid things we're going to talk about. This time, like we did have maybe 5 or 6, where we're like, no, it's just random stuff.
It is
Like, what
funny
happened?
though. There's
Rolled
one
into
random
it.
thing I still want to throw in before this
Crazy.
long episode.
It's another one.
Yeah,
I'm
it's very,
looking at
very
a list
quick.
because I have a list. And I'm
No.
like, what else is
We
there?
already talked about it, but I wanted to bring it up when we got sidetracked.
Oh.
How does Funko not have Minecraft movie Funko Pops? I just want to throw that out there.
They
Even
have the
Top
other
Pops
ones.
made a video.
Yeah, I feel.
Dude, but they haven't made they must not have the license anymore. They have not made Minecraft
they're
Funko
old?
Pops in a long time.
So maybe.
It's just something that I'm just like,
Yeah,
dude,
that's
it's
true.
just that they're
We
never
know
in
the
the
timing
right
is
place.
always awful anyway.
It's
They'll come
always
out with
off.
it in like
Yeah.
5 months when
Yeah,
the movie is
I
no
had to leave
longer.
it with that.
They're not gonna-
because it's just
yeah.
kind of wild.
They're not gonna make them until part 2 comes out. If there is a part 2, I don't even know, but
Jeez, who knows? Yeah,
They'll be making those movies forever. It's actually why it's called a Minecraft movie. Fun fact, why it's not the Minecraft movie. The director said it's because they may make tons of other ones that have nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
interesting.
It's kind of, I think, smart. But
as long as it's not like the Fast and the Furious, we don't need like 10 of them.
11.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
This is a wild episode. So we're gonna
yeah. Hopefully, you guys loved the McDonald's stories too, because that was.
Let us know too if you get breakfast. Let us know if you guys get that big special.
Facts.
Yes,
get it, because that's where it's at. And if you haven't, get it now. You're gonna love it. Trust me.
On days the episodes
I'm gonna be like
Tuesdays, McDonald's has a deal on the mix.
The special. I know, like how they have the Angel Reese and Travis Scott and all these people get their things.
The
mix special, and it's a breakfast.
Let everyone see that you listen to the latest episode of Collector Chatter, and you get a McDonald's. Gives you
if you go to McDonald's, tag us in your story with your McGriddle, so we know.
I know we have a couple fans that might actually do that, so that'd be funny to see if it happens. If you made it this long in the episode, hopefully you're still around. This has been a long one. We'll make sure to clip this for sure so you see it if you didn't.
We'll have just the McDonald's segment.
So episode 121 or 121. I'm like delirious. 129. So 129. Comment down below all the stuff we talked about, a bunch of different things. Obviously, some normal stuff we talk about, some out of left field, but let us know what you guys think. Do all the good stuff that you usually do, etc. But
yes,
let them know.
As always, you can find us at Collector Chatter on Instagram at pop_Biggs, at STX_collectibles, and at Collector_Charlie. If you're listening on podcast platforms, please, give us a rating out there. I say that all the time. Bring up our ratings up. Participate in the polls over at Spotify. And then once you've listened on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any other random platform that you may listen to us on, come over to YouTube, where you see the extra special version of the episode with all the great imagery.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure you like this video. Comment with a million different things that we asked you to comment on this episode, like the McDonald's, tell Trey to buy the Labubus from StockX. There's just tons of things. Are you getting the Nintendo Switch? Did you see the Minecraft movie? Are you gonna get a Topps Chrome? Are you gonna go VeeFriends on Friday? Just a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
But then obviously also make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when new videos come out that aren't just part of the podcast.
Yeah. Shorts, funny stuff.
That was a lot. But the other thing I will let everyone know too is we're going to be gone for a little bit because we got spring break, we got Easter, and we unfortunately have plans and we're not going to be making another episode.
But that's a good way to look out for some shorts and stuff.
Exactly.
That probably throw up.
And that's why we gave you the extra long episode this week.
2 episodes in 1
with everything. So anyone else have anything else they want to say?
That's it. You pretty much knocked everything out.
As always, is the way. Later.
Peace out.